You are lying in bed. The room is pitch black, and suddenly, a floorboard creaks. You know, logically, that you are alone, but your heart is currently trying to exit through your ribs because your brain is convinced that something with very sharp teeth just entered the chat. This isn't a glitch in your modern mind. It is a 300,000-year-old survival program that you inherited from the most ingenious engineers to ever walk the earth. People who understood that in the dark, you aren't the hunter, you're the menu. For 99.9% of human history, the setting sun wasn't just a signal to end the day. It was the start of a war for survival. Before we mastered fire, our ancestors were like every other primate, retreating into the trees or deep crevices the moment the light began to fade. We have some of the worst night vision in the animal kingdom, while the predators that hunted us, leopards, hyenas, and wolves, were evolved to see perfectly in the gloom. When our ancestors moved from the safety of the trees to the open ground, they entered a world where the wind doesn't just chill you, it hunts you. Imagine standing on the Eurasian steppe in negative 40-degree weather, knowing that your bare skin will begin to die in minutes if you don't find a way to cheat the environment. That bone-deep dread you feel when the lights go out is the ghost of an ancestor who knew that wandering away from the group after dark was a death sentence.
The discovery of fire didn't just give us warmth, it gave us the first ever no-go zone for monsters. A campfire creates a circle of safety roughly 30 feet in diameter. Inside that circle, you were safe. Step outside of it, and you were significantly more likely to be killed by the predators waiting in the shadows. This circle of light completely restructured the human day, adding 4 usable hours to our lives. But it did something else. It changed how we thought. During the day, 80% of human conversation was about logistics. Who is hunting, where the food is, and how to survive the immediate present. But at night, protected by the fire, 81% of conversation turned into stories, myths, and jokes. The campfire became the original theater and classroom, the place where we learned to imagine things that didn't exist yet. We became us in the dark, huddled together against a world that wanted to eat us. As the Ice Age took hold, we couldn't just rely on caves. In places like Russia and Ukraine, there were no natural shelters and almost no wood. So our ancestors became master engineers. They built houses out of the bones of giants. Imagine a dome-shaped framework made of mammoth tusks with skulls weighing over 200 pounds used as foundation blocks. These weren't primitive huts, they were thermal masterpieces. By layering animal hides, moss, and bark, these Stone Age builders created structures that could stay 50 degrees warmer than the frozen air outside. They even engineered cold trap doorways, where the entrance was dug lower than the living area, so the heavy cold air would sink and stay out of the sleeping quarters. We survived because we learned to build walls against the night, using everything from mammoth ribs to pine pitch to seal out the dark. One of the strangest reasons we fear the night is that we've forgotten how we're supposed to live in it. Before the industrial age, humans didn't sleep in one 8-hour block. Our ancestors practiced 2-phase sleep. They would drift off at sunset, sleep for 4 hours, and then wake up in the middle of the night for a watch period. During this hour or two of midnight wakefulness, people would visit neighbors, reflect on their dreams, or simply lie in the dark and think. Modern science has found that during this time, the brain produces high levels of prolactin, creating a peaceful, meditative state that most of us never experience today. When we replaced the moon with the light bulb, we didn't just change our schedule. We eliminated an entire phase of human consciousness. When you wake up at 2 a.m. today and feel a sense of unease, it's not a disorder. It's your body remembering a 300,000-year-old rhythm that we traded for a light switch. We have beaten winter and the dark so completely that we now complain about the walk to a warm car. We live in a world of universe-style paradise with unlimited heat and light, but that comfort has a cost. In the famous Universe 25 experiment, mice provided with a perfect world eventually lost their social roles and their spirit, leading to total extinction. Our ancestors survived because the friction of the cold and the dark gave them a meaningful role, the role of the protector, the engineer, and the storyteller. For hundreds of thousands of years, making it to spring, or even to sunrise, was never a sure thing. Every winter was a test, and every night was a war. We are the descendants of the people who didn't lose that war. Your fear of the dark isn't a sign of weakness. It is the lingering echo of a survival instinct that kept your bloodline alive through the deadliest conditions this planet has ever seen. Your fear of the dark is a living artifact of human ingenuity, a reminder that you are the product of ancestors who looked into the abyss and decided to build a fire instead. The next time you reach for the light switch, remember that you aren't just turning on a bulb. You are exercising a power your ancestors would have called a miracle.